So this one we almost got into the studs. So this was unique. This is a portfolio. We bought both houses. When you go out, kind of maybe go to the back. We bought both houses from the family that owned the funeral home, and they have bought both houses probably for $1,000 each 20 years ago, and left the houses empty, gutted, trashed, and then put a giant parking lot for the funeral home back there. So when we originally bought it, we were like, great, 2 Airbnbs, and now they can party and no neighbors around will be pissed, right? And because that's a thing, and people always want big group Airbnbs. And so that property's still in an Airbnb, and we came and saw it last year when these guys were out here, and it was gutted, and I went done pretty well. We're making like $2-3 grand a month for it. But this one, I mean, I think we're gonna be at like $3,800 a month for this, because these will all be $175 a week rooms. But you can see how why PadSplit doesn't want a living room. They don't want a couch. They want you go back to your room, use the bathroom, use the kitchen, but they really don't want common area. Now we tested on one of my PadSplits. It was an Airbnb where it's a historical home, and I refused to like ruin the historical. And so we left a big dining room. So I'm interested to see like if we get lower vacancy from that. I'm interested to see that. And that house also has a shared occupancy, which we're going to do that with the one upstairs because there's so much space up there. I think we'll be able to get, like, we found the fall line is $200 a week. So if you want to get it rented like instantly, drop it down to $150 a week and they're gone. And I didn't realize, when you're dealing with a 12-month lease, you can be anywhere between $850 and $1,100 and be okay. But on these rooms here in Indianapolis and Kansas City and Idaho, $150 or less a week, it's gone. $150 to $175 seems to be the sweet spot. $175 to $200 gets really hard. It's got to have like a private bathroom with it. And then over $200, it really has to be shared. We haven't been able to get a room like this, $200. Obviously, we got plenty of parking here. Down the road, I'll probably convert that one back over to a PadSplit also because the parking I think is fantastic. They don't even need to be on the street. But this was cool because we were able to really customize it to what we needed to do for PadSplit. So from a rehab standpoint, Buster, what did you do different with this than you would have done even with like an Airbnb?
We put full vinyl plank flooring everywhere. That's the only flooring we put in.
No carpet.
Yeah. We upgraded every single mechanical. We redid the roof. We put in push button lock doors on these. We tore down a lot more of the drywall in this one than we would in the other that we saved. But yeah.
Did we upgrade electrical?
Everything's brand new.
Yeah.
100% electrical, plumbing, HVAC, main drain system, outside service.
I think we spent like $75,000.
Yeah, quite a bit here.
So at our cost. So we spent, retail 110, 120,000. So again, think about, properties that you sit down to look at with Meg after that tenant moves out. I would say on homes that were already fully rented, unlike this one, which was gutted to the studs, you're looking at about total cost to convert to Airbnb, to convert to PadSplit plus do the furnishing, $5 grand, 5 to 7,000. So we're not talking about a ton. Whereas my Airbnbs were all 10 to 20 minimum, right? And so the conversion to PadSplits isn't that heavy, and definitely warrants the extra $1,000, $2,000 a month we're looking at in rent.
PadSplit will manage this for.
Yeah, well, so PadSplit will keep 8% of the rent, and they will put the tenants in, collect the rent from them, mediate disputes, start blowing them up if they're late every week on rent. But then Alpine will take care of the landscaping, pay the utilities, do the snow removal, cut the lawn, and then we come in and do quarterly common area cleaning. So our team will come in and clean the hallways, the kitchen, and the bathroom deep clean. Even though they have a chore chart, we found that it still needs it. And we get happier tenants. We've also, I've just been amazed how much longer people stay. We have one of our houses here where a guy went and got 3 of his buddies. They all moved in together, and so now they're like reliving college, but they're all working. And like, I'm like, these guys over there never going to. And they were asked if they could put a couch in the kitchen. I'm like, you got it, yeah, sure. Like, that's community. And so that's been interesting. It's community. We have other houses where they have dinner together. mean, we are social creatures. It's what, there's a reason why solitary confinement is a punishment in prison, you know? And so, while I'm concerned about the potential for tenant-to-tenant violence, in terms of what I lose sleep about, what's the 20% about this that's gonna suck, right? It hasn't been wear and tear, and we haven't had to go full eviction on one because people are scared about losing their PadSplit status. They don't wanna get banned on the platform. And so, we've had some people get behind on rent and then just move. But even then, because it's one person with no pets, can't smoke and no kids, they really haven't trashed the places like you would see on somebody in the whole house. You know, where you think about somebody go on their way out with an eviction, they could just make a house so disgusting, with their kids, with their pets, with never cleaning it. So I think, interestingly, I think our cheapest turns, and wouldn't it be crazy if we had comparable vacancies to 12-month lease, you know, I wouldn't say that our 2 years of experience would be a big enough sample size to extrapolate anything out. But, you know, when we started doing Airbnbs back in 2016, you know, I was having this exact conversation at our event. I'm like, you know, it looks good. I'm trying, and I scaled all the way up to 30 of those. Right now we have almost 20 online and another 20 that are in the works. So every single market has them coming online now. It's very interesting, and but we're not completely sure what the 20% is. So we'll let you know as we figure that out. Questions about this? Yeah.
How do they manage like visitors?